insured by the U.S. federal government. A reverse mortgage allows you to convert a portion of your home equity into cash. You do not have to sell your home or take on additional monthly debt payments. Just some of the key benefits and features of a reverse mortgage are eliminating monthly mortgage payments, stay in your home and retain full home ownership, tax benefits giving you a growing full line of credit, and there is no prepayment penalty. Our experienced team has been originating mortgages in Palm Beach for over 10 years. CTC Mortgage works with the top lenders and offers the best rates and service in the market. Contact CTC Mortgage today to get the best solution for your needs. Contact them at 561-379-1279. That's 561-379-1279.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
Here we are back with our second half of our show. You know, we just, on our last show, we were talking about assisted living. Well, another email that we have been getting from everybody is about reverse mortgages. People apparently don't understand. Well, guess what? Today, by the end of the show, you are going to know exactly about reverse mortgages. And here's something else. We have a local expert. None of these movie stars that are telling you about how great it is and you have to dial a toll-free number. We found a great local company, and it's really funny. Ed Alvarez, who we started talking to you about, like, you were the first one to contact us, and he just got it. I said, he is going to be perfect for this show. The name of the company is CTC Mortgages. And I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be the greatest show. And the reason why is just all the emails we've gotten. And I was really surprised because you see these national commercials on all the time. Tom Selleck. And you're right here locally. I want someone I can trust, especially with what you're going to learn today about your house. And I actually did a lot of research. This is the most exciting thing. Why people don't take advantage of this service really blows me away. And Eric, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you. You tell everybody now, what is your title?
So I'm the vice president of business development at CTC Mortgage. CTC Mortgage has been around in Palm Beach County for about 10 years. We do a lot of, we're a full service mortgage lender.
So not just reverse mortgage.
Not just reverse. We do everything, but reverses is something that we're super excited about, and that's why we brought Ed on board to really help us dig into that market a little bit.
It is so exciting to have experts on our show because you hear so many things about reverse mortgages. And sometimes I think companies who don't handle reverse mortgages, they put out negative stuff out there. Of course, they don't do them at all. Mm-hmm. But this is going to become a very important part of your business. And we have the perfect demographics out there. First of all, tell everybody about the company.
So CTC Mortgage is a correspondent lender, which basically means that when you're in the market for a mortgage, we're not just fishing out of one pond. We're signed up with all of the big name investors out there, and that means that we're going to make sure that we're going to get you the best product for whatever it is that you're looking for.
This is not cookie cutter.
No.
There's so many different ways that people can go.
Mm-hmm. It is. Reverse mortgage specific. What really got us into the interested in the product is because we do a lot of purchase business as well. We're affiliated with a local builder here in Palm Beach County that they build in regionally in 4 different states. But reverse mortgages, I think a lot of people don't realize, even if you're looking to purchase a property, you can use a reverse mortgage to buy a house as well. And so that's what really got us interested in it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's.
But you're in Palm Beach, and you're going to learn today because there's so much information out there people do not understand. And we're going to explain everything to you today. So tell me why reverse mortgages are so important that can really help somebody out, especially if you're having some financial difficulties. That's probably one of the reasons.
Well, that's one of the reasons why seniors do seek out reverse mortgages. But the reverse mortgages have been around since the 1960s.
They've been around that long?
Absolutely, yes. And in the 1980s, Congress was sort of looking at the whole retirement situation for seniors and seeing that people were falling short. Pensions were going away. And they just weren't saving enough money. So they decided to put out a product called the HECM, HECM, which is the reverse mortgage, which is backed by the FHA insurance.
Okay.
As a major retirement benefit for seniors. So along with the HECM, they also came up at that time with 401ks and the tax-deferred savings
Age requirement
accounts.
at all?
For the HECMs, yes. There's you have to be 62 or older to get into a HECM. It is an insured product. So here's the definition of what the product is. It's a federally insured home loan that allows homeowners age 62
Backed
or older,
by the government.
right, to convert a percentage of their home's value into cash or a growing line of credit. So there's a few things that you need to focus in on when you think about that definition. First, it is an insured product. It's an insurance product. There's an insurance cost involved with it. You've got to be 62 or older to get into it. It allows you to convert only a percentage of your equity into cash, and it also it allows you to set up a growing line of credit, which for retirement purposes is a very, very valuable asset to have.
And you get to stay in your home.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like you're selling your house.
No, I mean, and the main thing is, like, depending on how much the homeowner has in equity in their property, right? Like, let's say they have a mortgage on their property right now and they're making monthly payments on it. What we do is we're going to analyze their situation and we're going to say, look, yes, you have a little bit of debt associated with the loan. We can convert that to a mortgage where you actually have to make monthly payments into something where you can live in the property with no payments, maintain ownership of it, and it's yours still. It's just a way to convert that loan into something where there's no monthly debt obligation.
So tell me who most your when it comes to reverse mortgages, who is your customer? I know they're over 62 years old.
Yes, yeah, of course. So there's really three ideal customers for this particular product. So over 62 have at least 50% equity in their homes and are still making mortgage payments.
Okay.
I mean, these people.
But this is someone who's 62 years old, so they probably do.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly. And so it's with this product they can refinance the mortgage that they're carrying into a product where they don't have to make mortgage payments for the rest of their life. They can't be removed from their home for any reason, assuming that they keep up with the tax payments and insurance payments which are required. The second customer, main customer, is somebody who's comfortably retired, who owns their own home, and is mortgage free. You know, in short, these people may not think they need a reverse mortgage, but what they have to understand is that by being able to set up a growing line of credit on their home, that's just a tremendously powerful financial instrument for them in retirement. It allows them to mitigate a number of the risks that they face in retirement, or just pay for unforeseen expenses that may come up, and just can be used in a lot of different ways. They can moderate their tax, keep their taxes down.
This must take a lot of weight off their shoulder.
The other thing too is, like, in simple terms, who is the customer? Maybe it's somebody that has a regular mortgage they're paying and they're just getting by. They're just barely making their mortgage payments. They're paying their bills. They're putting food in their mouths, but it's not comfortable,
Nothing
right?
left at the end of the month.
Exactly. So it's somebody like that that maybe has the equity in their house. They don't know how to use it, how to convert it, and it's going to help them live a more comfortable lifestyle to retirement while still owning their home, still having the ability to leave that home to a loved one, to their heirs. None of that changes.
Wow. It's so amazing. Now, I know you do other mortgages, you do all kinds of home mortgages. I just want to kind of get through that, and we'll get back to reverse mortgages. Tell me the different types of mortgages that are out there.
So the most common type of mortgage that people talk about, and it's funny when you talk about mortgages because there's so many connotations, or
Yes.
everybody has they think that they know what they're talking about. The most common type of mortgage is a conventional mortgage, which most people think you have to put 20% down to get a conventional mortgage, but that's not true. You can do a conventional mortgage with 3% down or 5% down.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and there's the same programs that are backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but that's the most common type of mortgage. The underwriting guidelines are all the same. That's most common. Other types of mortgages are FHA loans, which is another government-insured loan similar to the reverse, to the HECM. Those loans you typically have to put 3.5% down.
That's amazing. I never knew it could be that low. That
It
is
is.
amazing.
Yeah, and then we have VA loans, right? A lot of people, veterans, you can do 100% financing, so you can do 0% down loans if you're a veteran, depending on if you've used the program before. And
What if you have used the program before? Can you use it again?
You can use it again. There's just costs that are involved in it, and so maybe if you use it the second time, there may be a different cost involved if it's your first use, but you can. And that program is great. They typically come with some of the lowest rates on the market, and you can get in there with 100% financing.
Okay. So it's not just reverse mortgages that CTC mortgages do. I just want everybody to know that. What is the biggest misnomer about reverse mortgages? See, I'm asking, these guys are going, well, wait a minute, they don't. But you know what? I'm thinking, if I'm listening to the show, I'm driving home, I've got a lot of questions.
The one that I hear the most is people say, oh, I don't want to do a reverse mortgage because the bank's going to take my house.
Ah.
And so
Tell them why that's not true.
Ed, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, well, obviously the loan, there's no assigning of the title to the bank, and it's just like a regular mortgage where the owner, the borrower still owns the home, and will continue to own it until they pass away or they leave the home.
Is it hard to qualify?
It's actually in terms of mortgages, it's extremely easy to qualify for a HECM loan.
Especially if someone owns their house outright.
It's not driven like a normal mortgage in terms of qualification.
Credit check?
It's very heavily driven by the credit of the customer.
Okay.
On a reverse mortgage, the other thing with a regular mortgage, it's driven by a debt ratio calculation. How much money do you owe, and how much can you borrow? On a reverse, credit doesn't play into it so much. It's more in terms of the equity in the property, and the debt ratio qualification is not the same. They're going to calculate it to make sure that you can afford to prepay the taxes,
Right. You don't want
pay the
anyone getting in
insurance.
trouble over this.
Exactly.
I got to tell you guys something, because I really listen to the news a lot, and I heard that they want to start making home loans easier again, and that's how we got in all the trouble. It was made too easy, and people lost their homes. And I'm going, why would you want to make the same mistake again? Am I right?
Yes, I mean there's definitely a segment of the market, they call it the non-QM section of the
Right.
market, where they have those unique programs out there. The good news is that the most of those programs are geared towards people that are buying investment properties, so it's not tied to primary residences. That's the good news. With regard to like the conventional mortgages and stuff like that, we've actually started to see Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac kind of clamp down on the guidelines a little
good,
bit.
that's fine.
And make it more reasonable, or it's a good thing. I think
You
what
know
they're
what
doing
I'm
on
saying,
the
is
conventional
people
side.
did
Yeah, no, for
get
sure.
long ago.
There were stated income loans, and you could basically just walk in and say, look, sign me up, I want a loan, and they were giving loans to everybody. It's not like that anymore. But
For probably homes that they really didn't qualify for.
right,
Because of the amount.
we've started to see a few products come in that would scare somebody like you're saying, but it's not. It is a little bit more controlled now.
Good.
Still,
I heard. I went, no, not again. We can't do this again. Just getting back to the reverse mortgages. Give everybody your phone number. So you guys never call yourself.
well,
It's on speed dial.
CTC Mortgage. You want to give them your personal phone number, Ed?
Yeah,
There it is.
my office number is 561-379-1297.
And you know what? You got a beautiful website, so you should be proud of it. Give everybody your website address.
It's ctcmortgage.com.
Okay. We're going to go to break, and the guys are going to be with us next month again because we want you to understand reverse mortgages, and we bring you somebody. Let me tell you something. Do not Google this, okay? We're giving you a company right here that you can trust. They're right here, and they're going to steer you right. We're going to go to break, and we'll come back with more CTC Mortgages.
Whether you're purchasing or refinancing, CTC Mortgage is dedicated to helping you meet your financial goals on the most favorable terms and at the lowest cost. Whether you're purchasing or refinancing, CTC Mortgage is dedicated to helping you meet your financial goals on the most favorable terms at the lowest overall cost. CTC Mortgage offers a full line of mortgages, including the home equity conversion mortgage. This is the only reverse mortgage insured by the U.S. federal government. A reverse mortgage allows you to convert a portion of your home equity into cash. You do not have to sell your home or take on additional monthly debt payments. Just some of the key benefits and features of a reverse mortgage are eliminating monthly mortgage payments, stay in your home and retain full home ownership, tax benefits giving you a growing full line of credit, and there is no prepayment penalty. Our experienced team has been originating mortgages in Palm Beach for over 10 years. CTC Mortgage works with the top lenders and offers the best rates and service in the market. Contact CTC Mortgage today to get the best solution for your needs. Contact them at 561-379-1279. That's 561-379-1279.
And we are back. You know, we try to give you the kind of shows that you want now that we have a second hour, and we have gotten so many emails asking why don't we have someone who understands reverse mortgages. I guess that means they don't trust the national people with the celebrities. No, let me tell you something. This is a local company. You don't have to go try to find them. And they're going to steer you in the right place. The name of the company is T as in Tom, C Mortgages. And we have got two of the principals here in town. I didn't say owner. I said principals here in town because they'll probably end up talking to you, Ed.
Definitely, yeah.
If it's
for
reverse,
reverse mortgages,
okay.
absolutely.
And you know what? There's not a stupid question, is there?
No.
So you can come in. Now, do most people come in or do you do it over the phone?
We do most of our business over the phone. I just came from a meeting with some clients to this show, but yeah, typically we're doing it over the phone.
Now, one of the questions we want to get into, what happens if a borrower doesn't pass the financial assessment?
Right. So the financial assessment is there in order for the lender to be able to verify that the borrower is going to be able to make their tax payments and keep up with their insurance payments.
They still have to
throughout.
do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so.
But that's not a mortgage payment, though.
No mortgage payment.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
not a-
right,
I mean,
exactly. Like
you're talking money
anybody
you're
who
talking
owns a property needs to make those payments,
Okay.
right? So
They're paying it right now anyway.
That's right.
So the assessment is there to make sure that they have the financial wherewithal to be able to make those payments. And so what happens when people come up short on that assessment? The lender, it's not the end of the world for them. They can still get a reverse mortgage, but what's going to happen is that they are going to be required to set aside in ELISA I don't remember exactly what it is, but ELISA section of their loan needs to be set aside and reserved to make those payments for them. So it's essentially like an escrow, essentially, but it just puts it just makes sure that those payments are going to be covered.
They'll do a calculation. They'll put the money off to the side, and when the taxes and the insurance payments come due, they dip it out of that fund, and they'll pay it on their behalf, so the customer doesn't have to pay it on a yearly basis.
How long does it take to get the money?
On a reverse mortgage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to close a loan, typically it's going to be 30 to 45 days
Oh, that's
to
not
actually
bad.
close a loan. So it's relatively quick. When you're actually accessing the money, there's a number of different ways you can access the money from the loan. You can set up a monthly payment, which you can choose an amount of money that you want to have paid to you every month. You can choose a number of years, and they'll calculate the amount of money that will run through the loan, being paid out monthly. You can choose a 10-year payment, which would be a monthly payment for life as long as you live. Or you're also going to have a checkbook, and you'll be able to just write checks off of the line of credit whenever you need it.
So I know someone's thinking, is this HECM, did I get it right?
Yep.
Loans, are they expensive?
They, they are, but what you need to consider, they're definitely more expensive than a regular loan. But the reason primarily is because there is the insurance payment that needs to be made up front, and there's a good reason for that. I mean, the insurance payment guarantees and it allows the government to make a lot of promises to the borrower that they otherwise wouldn't be able to make. I mean, they don't have to ever make any more mortgage payments.
No matter how long they're in their home for?
That's correct. They can stay in
Wow.
their home until they pass away, and they'll never have to make another payment. And the reason for that is because if the loan ever goes underwater, if it goes upside down, then the insurance is there to pick up that difference
So that's
for
what
the
you're
lender.
paying for, that extra insurance.
That's exactly right.
Okay, that
and-
makes sense.
Yeah, and the loan is actually a non-recourse loan to the borrower as well. So that, again, that's part of the insurance program. What happens is the equity, the home itself becomes responsible for repaying the mortgage. There's no recourse back to the borrower or their estate or their heirs.
If I don't ask you this next question, I'm not doing my job. What's the downside?
What is the downside? There's very, very little in terms of downside with the product. Sometimes the
People are saying this sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
So I want them to know if there is a downside.
Yeah, not really. The only downside that I would say potentially with the loan is that a borrower may frivolously spend the money that's in that's available to them through the mortgage, which obviously is something you want to avoid. And the way you do that is by making sure that the customers, the clients are well versed, they're educated in what the product is, how it works, and that they have a plan. That they know why they're getting into it, that there's a specific need that they need to address.
It's a long-term play too, right? Like
Also,
the
absolutely.
downside, somebody that's maybe living in a property and they're planning on moving in 2 years or 3 years or something like that, it wouldn't be a good fit,
Right.
right? This is for somebody that has a house, they've lived in it forever, they want to live in it forever, they're not planning on moving, or you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that's a good scenario for them.
God, would be such a big help to people, especially if they're if money is tight and they got this equity in their home. I mean, again, thinking about not having to make another mortgage payment. So I don't even see the downside to it. But you know what? See, I got to tell you, some of these bigger companies bigger national companies, I've actually had people tell me that the customer service end, which I'm going to ask you about now, was horrible. You're local, okay? You're right on top of it. Tell me about the customer service end of it. Because people don't want to think they're just, you sign them up and then you're gone.
Well, certainly.
I mean, we're local, right? So our office
That's
is
important.
our office is right on the corner of Belvedere and Australian, up in near downtown West Palm, and so a lot of people may be more comfortable doing business face to face, right?
Right.
And so, look, we're available on the phone all the time, right? In the mortgage business, we're always working. It doesn't matter if it's after hours or on the weekend. You can always call us. But for the customer that wants that face to face interaction, you want to talk to us,
And
in
if they have
person.
a question,
You
they
can come.
get you on the phone if there's a question. Because let me tell you something, not everybody is going to understand this right away.
And that's the other thing too, right? Like in terms of the education, and Ed touched on it a little bit. If you decide that you're going to do this, one of the requirements is you have to go through like an education course.
Good, I love that.
So they have to go and sign up for a course. How many hours is it?
It's a counseling session. It's just 1 hour, but the whole purpose
They
of
have
it
to
is
get
to make sure.
they have to get a certificate of completion, so we know that
They understand.
It's not like we're trying to push this on them. They're going to make the decision for themselves
Right.
after they get the education,
I love that.
and then from there, right? Like we're going to explain everything to them face to face. Make sure that they're completely comfortable with it. They understand it. The customer
You're
service.
topping it off with a class
Mm-hmm.
that they can go and spend. Because there's a lot to know. It's not like a regular loan.
It's a complicated product, no doubt about it. Yeah.
I love this. You know what? CTC Mortgage are going to be back with this again next month. You can always email me or text me your questions, and the show will be up probably Monday or Tuesday on their website. Give everybody your phone number.
It's 561-379-1297.
And the website.
Again, the website is ctcmortgage.com.
And I am so excited about this show. I thank you guys so much. We're going to be back again at 5 o'clock on 1470 AM with more Ask the Experts. And these great guys will be back with us again next month. We'll see you later.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our office at 888-574-6999 to become one of our experts on the show. And tune in again next week for more Ask the Experts with Steve-O. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super